Hi, I'm Wyndham Clark, PGA Tour professional, and this is The American Athlete. Well, I do a lot of goals each day to get me in the best mindset and frame of mind, and so I really focus on that. The first time I played, I was 3 years old. My mom took me to a local community golf course. She was really just trying to get me out of the house, and so she got a bucket of balls and some clubs, and I hit the entire bucket and won another one. So that's when I first played, and then my dad was also getting into it at the same time, and we would just go together. For the longest time, I had just one putter, and then had like a 6-month span of bad putting. That's when I started looking around and trying different putters. And then once you start doing that, you have one bad week and then you look at a different one. And so, it's funny with putters, there's a honeymoon stage. Like, putter seems amazing because you haven't missed any putts with it. And so it seems perfect, but then once you put it into competition, that usually goes away. It's definitely easier when you're playing good to stay in the groove, just because you have a lot of confidence, and each week you kind of go in and you're like, hey, I've been playing great, and they kind of blend together, and it seems like, all right, I just keep playing and kind of keep the groove going. Getting out of is a lot tougher. Missing a cut, missing one is fine because you're kind of like, okay, just wasn't my week, maybe the course wasn't good or got a bad draw, whatever it is. But when it's multiples in a row, that's when it starts getting a little mental, and you're like, all right, well, what are we doing? What's going on? And you start feeling on Friday a little more pressure than you maybe would if you had been playing well in the weeks prior. So it's definitely tougher to get out of it. Each week I get to a tournament, typically on Monday. I'll get a nice workout in the afternoon and then kind of chill that day, and that's my off day. Tuesday, wake up early, do a workout, and then I'll get right into practice. And then of course Wednesday we have our pro-am, so I'll wake up in the morning, work out, and then I have the pro-am. So our days out here are long, and there's a lot of stuff you do. It's not just going to whack some balls and playing 9 holes. There's a lot going on. I was always really good with short game and putting just because I enjoyed practicing it. Hitting longer irons and driver and stuff was tougher for me, just because I, one, didn't like it as much, and it didn't come as easy. Even now when I'm out here, like it's something I put more time into because I want to get better at it, but I still don't enjoy it as much as I would just going to chip or putt. I would say it's a pretty general consensus on tour that this is everyone's favorite course. It's just such an amazing setting. I mean, you're in Beverly Hills, you're surrounded by these amazing homes and beautiful scenery and hills. And then the golf course just has so much history. They've almost never really touched it. With the technology and how far we hit the ball now, the course still is very tough. Just playing it, I always feel good out here, so I love this place. I definitely see a huge push to make the game more of a global sport. On the PGA Tour, we're starting to play a lot more tournaments outside the US. You also see with the amount of guys on tour now, there's a lot more of international players than I'd say in years past. And then I would just say that the common trend in golf right now is to make all the golf courses longer just because we're hitting it farther. I don't necessarily love that trend. A place like this, there's no more land here, so they can't lengthen it, and yet it still stands the test of time. So yeah, those are kind of common things that I've noticed. Well, I'd say the best thing about golf, it's the connections. There's a reason it's the greatest game I've ever played. It's a game that teaches you integrity and honesty, but then also brings you around so many different people in this world. So if it wasn't for golf, I wouldn't have met some of these senators or very wealthy businessmen or celebrities or other athletes. Like, they all come together because they all play golf, and it's such a universal sport in that way. And so that's probably the best thing about golf.